You came! That much should be clear from the look on my face. But I really didn't expect you to appear here, of all places. Let me assure you the feeling is mutual. Now that the war is over, I hope we'll finally have time to get to see another side of each other. Woman, bring us a fresh jug. My lovely companion is still sober, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, what are we drinking to? Representing the particular group of people who were just mentioned, I, Caeso Quinctius Aquilianus, graciously accept this dedication in their stead. That hit the spot. Another one? I'll tell you a secret. I can always drink another one. Another! Keep it pouring! And then I said, well, what can you say in that situation? Obviously, I asked, is that really a goat? Or a sorry excuse for a tent pole? I know. You know what people say in Africa? Wine makes the soul come out of you. You're all right, my sweet. You're all right. I'm glad you came. Friendships that develop in war don't always stand the test of peacetime. More than I could count. I've walked on so many different kinds of soil, seen so many faces, and broken so many hearts. Marcellus Vipsanius is the best. Some say he's working on the recipes of the legendary Margot himself. Others say he smuggles his wine from Carthage. An amusing notion. Should I also get a wife and make a few little brats of my own? Nonsense. You're being too serious for your own good. Look at it like an adventure. Sure, life is full of pain and misery, but it's also full of beauty and wonder. You should endure the former and live for the latter. There's so much to experience still. To people like us, settling down is like death. Something you don't long for, nor expect.
Another jug, Domini.
That will be all, Soa.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you, Domina. May we perhaps retreat to a private chamber?
I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Out with it, woman. What do you want?
I think I am with child. I do, but...
Speak freely.
You are the father of my child. Future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilianus?
What? That she does. But I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me. Afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsanius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me?
Indeed. Perhaps we should inform the Kensos.
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Sour.
The night has taken an unusual turn. I apologize. I don't, but I do tend to forget some things when I'm drunk. Still, I find it hard to believe I'd forget the mother of my own child. Maybe, well, not entirely. Times like these, I wish Callida were here. That woman has a knack for spotting a lie. I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. You go. I suddenly have much to think about.
I see him. By fire. Talking to his friend. Let's find a way to let him down easy.
You came. And you have brought Deianira.
Calidar is showing me around. This city is big. Bigger than I thought. We have seen many dresses. Some of them actually pink.
Bright red. A bright color of warning. A predator's color. Pink looks good on you, Deianira.
Thank you. What is this place? Why are you here always?
Maybe. I have spent so much time here. Some places cannot be left, Calidar. They live inside you wherever you go.
There! Stop right there! You're coming with us!
Please, do not make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Do you know these Landakai?
They told me you were back in the city. I did not believe it. I do not know what kind of god possessed you, for I do not know which of these gods is more foolish.
Mars watches over us here. Mind your words.
You are a criminal. You are a disgrace to our family. Because of what you've done, we all will be infamous. That much is not a surprise to me.
Kill whom?
Accident. It was an accident. When you drop a jug of water and it shatters, that is an accident. When you push your own husband down the stairs and shatter his skull, well, I believe they call that murder. Father is dead. I think he died of grief because his only daughter acts as if she's a man. Your tongue is as sharp as your blade. Indeed, I don't like playing with swords and bows, but at least I don't murder innocent men.
Arrested? For what?
She killed a man.
I kill men all the time. When they deserve it.
Rome does not look kindly on women who kill men, regardless of how much the man deserved it.
Deserved? I didn't realize marriage was a capital offense. He was your husband. He's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants, and you're still not allowed to kill him. Yulia, please. I do not want to see you hurt. Surrender peacefully.
That sounds like a threat, little man. Threatening the wrong person can get you killed.
What? Are you her gladiator lover or something? What do you mean?
Usually, what I say.
Innocent? I can't even recognize you. My sister was a kind and happy person who always... That you did, didn't you? In return, it was always you who was beaten. That wasn't fair. But life isn't. Very well. I will try to convince Mother. We're leaving, men. Yulia, stay out of sight.
You handled that very well.
Why did he leave? Yet it looks like he doesn't know how.
Good, you're here. Let us begin. First, tell me what you thought about my question. Naturally. We can only speculate about the meaning of life. Let us frame it another way, then. What would you hope that the purpose of your life might be? Isn't that a bit pointless? Do we live to live? I disagree. It is a Badlanista who beats the Serwis for no apparent reason. Knowing the reason makes you stronger. To understand reasons, we must understand causes. We must know the root cause of all there is and all there will ever be, the stones of which the universe is made, or what we call the first principle. In a way, those may be the first principles of fighting. Your distance and your stance change based on your tools and foes, but they are common elements to all fighting. No one really knows what the first principle is, but thinking about it is the first step in finding one's purpose. Opinions are divided. Some say the first principle is water. Others say it's wind, fire, or earth. What do you think the first principle might be? Or maybe nothing comes out of anything. Parmenides said, "Nothing can ever be seen in the process of becoming. Things always just are. A process of change is just a trick of our senses. At any given moment, things are stationary." If your senses are not reliable, how could you ever know? It is not about strength. Anaximenes believes the wind is the soul of the world, because it is the wind that makes us breathe and live. He also posits that all other elements are derived from air. Fire happens when wind blows too fast, yet water happens when the air is too slow. Maybe. I don't think a rock has breath, though. It's more about the inherent movement of fire than the destructive force thereof. Heraclitus says fire is change, and as such, the only thing that is always the same. Everything changes. Nothing ever is. We are all in the process of becoming and never stop. Change is the only common element in the world. He also gives the example of a river. He says one can never bathe in the same river, for the next time you try, the water is not the same water, and the man is not the same man. Do not think of it as water itself. Anaximandros says the first principle is fluid and water-like. It is the indeterminate boundless. He calls it the realm of the infinite, which is in eternal motion. When things exist, they become finite. But when they cease to exist, they go back to the water of infinity. An interesting take on the tale of the basilisk. Indeed. Perhaps our actions turn our ideas into stone. And that is what Empedocles says. He believes any or all of those can be the answer. It depends on the situation or person. But I believe that to be a non-answer. Right is defined by the existence of wrong. Right is the absence of wrong. If everything is right, then nothing is right, for nothing is wrong. Who knows? Thinking about the first principle is a way of thinking about the world. And only by knowing the world clearly can you know yourself. Most certainly, but that hardly matters until you know what you're fighting for. Only then you can trust your actions. Only then can you be a good man. Only then can you be free. Are you, though? A man who is not allowed to do what he wants. Can such a man be truly free? It seems that even for the free man there are constraints. You may pursue your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else's, can you be called a good man? True. Yet perhaps there is a commonality to all forms of happiness. Happiness is the absence of misery. If you do not know how to make people happy, then you can try to eliminate misery. By doing that, you can be a good man. You can try. And the Bestia Tabat I know excels at overcoming difficult obstacles. It is your goal in life, Bestia. Just like your sister, you are partly stuck in the realm of ideas. You will not be complete until you find her, or find her not. You are a child, Bestia. No one will hold you to account for what you thought back then. It is only natural. Who knows whose Serwa your sister is now? Do you want me to be honest? What matters is not if you will find her, but what you will do if you find her. You're welcome, Discipule. I can only ask the right questions. It is you who should find the answers.
Is everything well, dear? They told me Lucullus is your patronus now. That means our family reputation will be restored.
That and more.
Lucius!
Salve, Claudiana. I wanted to arrive sooner, but we had work to do at the Senate. The villa is legally yours. The Trinity of Rights has been restored as yours and yours alone, Legate. She is still married to Scaiola, and there's nothing we can do about that. However, now that you're here, I suggest you turn that into an advantage.
I don't know how we can ever repay you, Lucius.
There's no need to repay anything. You of all people should know that, Claudiana. This was not a transaction. I'll keep that in mind.
Is that it? But what if they...
Don't worry, Claudiana. No one can harm your family as long as I am alive. Everything will be fine.
Good morning, dear. Have you slept well? Cat standing guard. Against whom? Will they stop the northern barbarians by their sheer fluffiness? Maybe. Let us hope they are. Speaking of which, your sister sent a message again. She wants to meet you at the marketplace as usual. Do not make her wait this time. She's risking a lot by doing this. This can't go on. You must find a way to get her back. Whatever you do, be careful.
Good morning, Domine. I've been waiting for you. You jest, I'm sure. If anything, I've grown a bigger belly. The wine doesn't help. I can't think of a reason why he would not be doing well. I've heard Nasamones is a land of forbidden pleasures. Alas, it's too far away. But speaking of our friends in high places, it might be worth going to the Senate this afternoon. Tullius Cicero is holding court there today. You might learn something. It is generating quite a bit of income, even though our recipes are old. The grape seed we have imported from Gallia produces tasteful drink. There's always room for improvement, though. I've heard Scaiola is taking good care of her. This unspoken and unofficial truce between our families is unnerving, but I prefer it to all-out feud. That you do, and I can buy some groceries while we're at it.
Salve, Legate. What brings you to the Senate today? That's never a good sign. In my own estimation, I am moderately likable. But that's a question you should ask the people. Unfortunately, the people have the day off. The Senate doesn't have a session today. But I have to talk to my clientes regularly. That is why you can usually find me here. Of course you may, as long as you're willing to give it back when you're done. My duty to the people of Rome. In other words, politics. I am known for defending people's rights, too, when they need it. That saddens me, but it does not surprise me. Our virtues are in steady decline. Many people enter the world of politics for personal gain, for the status it brings, all the money. We must work for the good of our society. It is the will of the gods, and therefore our duty. Indeed, it is implied. Why else would they give us reason? Reason is what men and gods have in common. It is what separates us from beasts. That reason must be used for the betterment of mankind. They may, but most of the time they can't. Proper discussion of a case requires skill in rhetorics. Few people are articulate enough to be able to express their problems properly. Instead, certainly not. I teach people and I defend people, and thus my duties are fulfilled. Our laws are by necessity not specific. That is how they apply the same way to all similar situations. There's an underlying principle for our legal system, an intention guiding each regulation. Yet every event is unique. Therefore, every case is one of a kind. Without a firm grasp of that underlying logic, laws cannot successfully be applied to specific situations. Laws should be generic but not vague. A man can inherently know the harm he has caused, for all our actions are guided by reason. Prior to the writing of Lex Duodecum Tabularum, our rights were determined by the likes of Tarquinius Superbus. Now they are written down for all to know. It is not that easy, of course. Laws and situations evolve. But at least the rights of our people are not subject to the whims of a madman. That is where I come in as a lawyer. Knowing their rights is a citizen's duty, but even those who fail at that duty deserve to have their rights defended. Is there anything else you wish to discuss? Neither the Senate nor the consuls rule Rome. Senators and consuls are supposed to be subservient to the people. No one but the citizens can know what's best for them. Public servants fulfill their needs and wishes. Senators should represent the people, not rule them. In time, a Serwus can achieve the privilege of citizenship. But politicians should speak for the Serwi too. Their rights should also be protected. What makes you say that? I'm actually quite fond of his company. That is true. Cato thinks an immoral or obviously guilty client does not deserve defending. I disagree. We broadly believe in the same ideals, though. A fair question. What do you think? But that assumes you have the ability to distinguish right from wrong. Do you claim to have such a skill? Perhaps not. But it is not up to me to pass judgment on people. I defend people because I simply like the art of rhetorics. Furthermore, my defense tests the system. If I can defend a guilty man successfully, that means the system is flawed. A flawed system cannot be just. Simply put, reason. We've been granted reason by the gods. I like the art of rhetorics because it helps me apply reason, not because it gets me drunk or anything like that. An Epicurean would enjoy that in his misguided worldview. They believe life is all about pleasure. Then there's no difference between you and a stray dog. Your understanding of the art is probably better than you think. Suppose there is a chest. Inside the chest is something you desire, but the chest is locked. Now, I believe you're the kind of person who would pick that lock, opening it through subtle manipulation and finesse, the same way you tend to manipulate people. But let us suppose you can't do that. What other solution will you try next? You have noticed that I never said anything about a missing key. You do have a logical mind. Sometimes common sense can lead to a winning argument. Here is my secret. The successful use of Logos hinges not just on actually having the facts on your side, but on your ability to tell a story with them. Present the facts in a clear and compelling way that shows the causal relationship between them, and use that to build a logical foundation for your argument. Rhetorics are always as much about convincing a crowd of spectators as it is about winning over your opponent. Logos is no different in this way. I have enjoyed this discussion, and I hope you have benefited from it. If you'll excuse me now, I have to talk to a client. Wale.
Salve.
Salve, Legate. It is so good to see you after all this time. Oh, thank you. It was not an easy election campaign, but now my family has 2 men in the Senate. What brings you to the market today? Surely you have Serwi for that purpose. It is good that you're here, though. It seems poor Luiana is harassed by some less virtuous individuals when visiting the market. She is talking to people she should not talk to. You never know where this kind of thing will lead. There are scoundrels and thugs all across the city.
Senator, someone just took your coin purse. He's running there. Look.
What? I didn't feel... You're right. It's gone.
I see him. We'll get the bastard.
Wait! No one has even been near me. Except...
Does stupidity run in your family, or are you exceptional this way?
Thieving bitch. Luiana, stay here!
Who was that woman? Thank Juno she was here. Both Lorco and Skyavola are very busy these days. I don't exactly know what's going on. I think he always did, but never cared much. Something must have changed. I don't know. Disappeared a while ago. It makes me nervous. Scaevola might be the elder brother, but Lorco always creeps me out. He is smarter than he looks. Certainly smarter than my husband. I've seen a lot of merchants and galley captains passing in and out of the villa, but it can't just be a new trade deal that's generating such commotion in the household. I fear they're planning something personal. Something big. Me? Oh yes, surprisingly well still. Scaevola is treating me like a queen. No doubt they're trying to turn me against my family. Scaevola left a number of strange shipping manifests in the library. They are sending a lot of ships to Egypt. I have no idea why, but I may be able to retrieve the documents for you. I'll wait on your decision then. Wale, brother.
It's been a long time. It's good to see you as well. I'm sorry I never came back to visit. Something always came up. I've received a message from the proconsul. He says you'll need me very soon.
If I know Dominus Lucullus, he would have sent a rider for you with all the instructions. You go ahead. I'll find Bestia and Caeso. I get the distinct feeling we may soon need their assistance.
It arrived just after noon. The rider insists on giving the message to you. It appears this man was instructed to meet you here as well.
Salwe, what's going on? Keeping an eye on you is a task that carries its own reward.
The message, please.
You must leave everything and come to Nazamones immediately. We're in grave danger. And I'm afraid in this case, we refers to both our family and Rome itself. It seems we have underestimated Vitellius Lurco. Although the little brother wields no political power of significance, he is the de facto leader of his family. An ambitious man who isn't reckless makes an enemy to be reckoned with. His friendly demeanor masks a molten core of vengeful desire. He still remembers how we dismantled their illegal operations in Asia. And I'm afraid he wants our lives in return. I have reason to believe Lurco is planning something big. My speculatores say he's preparing to remove me from my position in Nazamones by force and make it look like a local uprising. If he succeeds, Rome is likely to lose control of the entire territory, giving Lurco the perfect excuse to challenge the current consuls. We cannot allow him to go ahead with this plan. I need your help. Reconstitute Legio Victrix. I know they are still loyal to you. Then sail for Nazamones immediately. A battle-ready army will be the last thing Lurco would expect. Do not despair. Know that the sun is brightest following the darkest day. See this as an opportunity. If we can turn the tables on Lurco, we can at last expose him for the crook he is. I await your arrival anxiously. Your Patronus and your dear friend, Lucius Licinius Lucullus.
I could not find Caeso, but I've brought Bestia.
Do not worry. I'm here, Cinerus.
You're looking good, Bestia. You have recovered from our last fight?
The injuries were not a problem, but I still owe the arena master for all the damages we caused.
It was not settled.
They begged us to stop before we leveled the whole place.
I will inform the men, but I don't think I'll be able to leave Rome so easily.
Is this about a woman again?
In a way it is. Do you remember that sewer who approached us at Marcellus Vipsanius's? Well, it turns out she was telling the truth, at least partly. She has given birth to a baby girl. Thanks, I guess. Apparently she tried to escape from Vipsanius, who incidentally is her dominus. The problem is, they're blaming me for it. Of course I didn't. If I ever decide to help another man's sewer escape, I will most certainly succeed. She claims to be the mother of my child. Perhaps she is, or perhaps she just knows Vipsanius and his people are naive enough to believe her. Marcellius Vipsanius has a reputation for mistreating his Seruae.
This may take a few days, but I'm sure we can prove these allegations have no merit.
Thank you, Nagate. I will now take care of our preparations. We leave as soon as possible.
Be careful, child.
Do not worry, Domina. I will make sure we return home safe and sound.
Salvete, travelers. Welcome to the villa of Lucullus of Africa Proconsularis. State your identity and intentions. My apologies for not recognizing you immediately. It's been a long day. The proconsul is currently preoccupied. Please wait in the courtyard while I relay the news of your arrival to him.
Legate, a word. I don't think he recognized you. This doesn't smell right. Something's up. Little things. His armor is a bit too small for his body. He never called you by name. And did you notice how he failed to pronounce the proconsul's full name?
It is said he who possesses a deceptive heart sees only deception in other people's hearts. And it is known that women are deceptive by nature.
Wow. And that is why you're old but still single, Cineros.
Well, to err on the side of caution is wise.
Finally, some truth in the old man's words. We should kill them all.
Oh, well, that is not exactly what I was going to propose. In fact, it's quite the opposite of
Killing
what
everyone is the most cautious option.
Are you sure you know the meaning of that word? So what if he's rude and his behavior is not proper? Obviously, he's not Roman.
Not really. If we will fight, I am ready.
If you wish. I don't think it's necessary, though.
I apologize for the delay. There have been some security-related problems recently. We had to take precautions. There was an attempt on his life recently. Nothing we can't handle, of course. Still, we're instructed to take all sorts of precautions. Relinquish your weapons here, please. No one's allowed to bear arms inside the villa.
Are you not glad that you heeded my advice?
What in the name of Jupiter is going on here?
Egyptians, Domini. They came out of nowhere. All dead. They slaughtered the guards and locked most of the Surwey into the cellar. All I know is that they were in a great hurry. It seemed like they knew you were on your way.
I'm not surprised. This was an assassination attempt, and a very sloppy one at that.
Praise Fortuna. Take the key.
Lucullus! By the gods!
I'm sorry, Domine.
I'm not tired. I'm just angry. Very angry. Don't worry. I am focused as well. I think these are two separate questions. It is clear these killers were Egyptian. They took no care to obscure their identities. Their weapons are just lying around. And the murder weapon is clearly Egyptian. Honestly, the only thing that's missing here is a graffito saying Egyptians killed Lucullus. These people were in a great hurry. My guess is they quickly dispatched anyone who posed a threat, then got ready for our arrival. They had no reason to waste time killing the Surwey. Too much risk for no gain at all. I will be. Eventually.
Domine, it is rare that I feel the need to mourn someone. Dominus Lucullus was always kind to me. And that is equally rare. I will do what I can to help. It looks like he was stabbed multiple times. The murderer was probably behind him. There are no other bruises, which leads me to think he did not resist his attacker. Perhaps. Dominus was killed with a small stabbing dagger. Judging from the wounds, I can tell the particular shape the blade had. Such blades are rare in Rome, but quite common in Africa, especially Egypt. It doesn't make any sense, though. Why would the Egyptians do this? It would be an act of war. It is wise not to, Domine.
Nagate. He was the most exceptional mentor and the best friend I've ever known. They killed him, and I couldn't do anything about it. You know what? It's all my fault. We lost valuable time trying to sort out that mess I got myself into with the Serwa. Because of that, someone who's closer to me than my own father is dead now. It's my fault, Legate. Some hero I am. Vitellius Lurko, of course. That Filius Canis, I will strangle him with my own hands. He deserves nothing less. This all happened because of me. I delayed our journey. I will redeem myself by avenging him. That's the least I can do now.
I am sorry. He meant so much to you. How do you feel? It is too much to go through once. Even for one as strong as you. We will make war again, I guess. Rome avoids wars by finishing them.
Ha! I disagree. A strong foe attacks head-on. A weak foe strikes from the shadows. Rejoice, Legate, for our enemy just announced how weak they are. We shall crush them with ease. Our course is clear. We know it's the Egyptians, right? Now, the first thing we need to do is start killing Egyptians. Eventually, we will get the murderer. Most likely before all Egyptians are dead. See? It's cautious and wise, just like Cineros said. Nonsense. I never misunderstand. I hope so.
Domine. They were dressed like Roman legionnarii. We had no reason to suspect them. Not at all. The Legion has people from all over the world. It really happened too fast. All of a sudden, the legionaries started stabbing each other. We didn't know what to do. By the time I realised what was happening, it was already too late. But I'm not. The keys? Also, we have the keys. I swear, I'm not working for them. I don't know why they kept me outside. Thank you, Domine.
Legate, a rider arrived. She wants to talk to Proconsul Lucius Licinius Lucullus. She says his life might be in danger.
Tell her she's a bit late.
Now that is an interesting development.
You are not the proconsul from Rome. I was instructed to speak only to him. It is a matter of life and death. What does that mean? Explain yourself, Roman.
It means you're too late.
I see. That is unfortunate. I am called Lunia the Golden Wolf, of the land of Nazamones, sent by Her Majesty Cleopatra Philopatora Thea Philopatora, daughter of Ptolemy Euletes Nios Dionysios Philopato Philadelphos. The Queen intended to warn the proconsul against the possibility of an assassination, but it seems I was in need of a faster horse. He likes to play the flute. It does indeed. Its significance is of little importance. Before it turned white, my hair was the color of wheat.
Oh, that's very unusual around here.
And therefore worthy of a byname. That's not for me to answer. Better if you ask her in person. Of course, that would indeed be the best course of action. Except there's a minor complication you need to resolve first.
There's always a catch.
Cleopatra doesn't exactly see eye to eye with her brother. The pharaoh, Ptolemy Theos Philopator, has exiled her from Egypt. She's been taken by caravan through the desert, to a distant palace where she will be imprisoned. She offers to reveal the identity of the murderer to you, if you will free her. Yes, the pharaoh is her husband and her brother. That would be unwise. Mostly because I don't know the answers to your questions. As I said, I am a messenger in this case. Do what you need to do, but know that she is not my mistress.
How can I help you? Aren't we always? Nobody needs soldiers when everything's fine. It's just that I prefer knowing exactly who we're fighting against right now. Indeed, Lucullus will be missed. Honestly, I have no idea, my friend. There have been so many women over the years. I don't remember her. How can I not remember the mother of my child? Either way, there's nothing I can do. She's Vipsanius' server, not mine. I know it's warmer than Volcanus' arsehole. We should make sure the Legion is well supplied. The people seem primitive and alien. Combined with the relatively flat terrain, I don't think we'll have a lot of problems.
I am ready to go when it is time. Good. We must avenge our leader. I was getting tired of inaction. It brings death to the loser, so let us not lose. Difficult and confusing most of the time. I make a lot of mistakes, but such is the nature of learning. Your teacher beats you up until he cannot. That he is, and I am grateful for that. But at times he can be ruthless, more strict than my worst Lanista. I do not like questioning myself. I am not. This is not Mauretania. I wish I could go to Mauretania one day. It is the place where I'll be able to find my sister. I do not know. It is a feeling I have. I have no other clues, so I think perhaps she's free now and she went back to her homeland.
Hey, what do you need? Is same in some ways, but personal this time. I think that will be an advantage. Killing should not be impersonal. Should not be done for coin either. Vengeance is worth killing for. I do not see such big difference. Just 2 words for one thing. Maybe. I have much to do before that can happen. Big mistakes to atone for. Is not too different from home, it seems. People here, Berbers, they live in tribes and move around a lot. If they are like my people, do not make mistake of treating them as one. No one in tribe will speak for everyone. Always there is dissent. Not that I know. Egyptians are not like Rome or Greece. They're ancient kingdom, but they mostly keep to themselves.
How are you holding up? There's no doubt. I'm not worried about that. I just want to be the one who collects that debt. Around, here and there. Anywhere but Rome. I don't mind the city. It's the people in it I have trouble with. I wanted to, but I always delayed the voyage. And now it is too late. I guess no one can run away from time. I like Africa, though. The bright sun gives me a reason to keep my hood down, and the heat masks movement. Certainly, but I'm not sure it was meant for us. That would imply a grand strategy and some serious thought. This level of sloppiness, though? I think our arrival may have disrupted certain things. Just continue doing our thing. Kick some stones over and see what crawls out.
Salvete, Legionari. What did you break today? Oh, it's going great, Legate. Your Legionari continue to mistreat their weapons. Nothing delights me more than fixing pommels and belt buckles on a daily basis. I do have a family. I'm just not too fond of them.